Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to the channel and to a new 1 hour crafting video. So today I have just a blank page for you, which is going to be a super interactive folio. So consider this part 1 of the class because I went ahead and created the folio, but I think I'm actually going to be adding more layouts once I start adding my paper. But yeah, so when I created this folio, I also created a cutting guide. So I'm going to have that listed on my website, so you can find the link to the cutting guide on the description box. I always appreciate you supporting my channel either with the cutting guide or becoming a member or joining my Patreon. It really means so much to me, so thank you so much for that. So before we go ahead and start this, I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough of what we're going to be making. Now, yes, it is a blank black base, so hopefully you guys will be able to see the design clearly, but just keep in mind that once we add the paper, it's gonna look really interactive and really fun. So the book here measures 6 inches by 8.5, and it's all made on heavyweight cardstock, and we're just going to open this up here. So on the front center section here, we have actually 3 levels on this folio, and on the first level we have a sliding feature, and they both also open up like that. And then we close this up, this opens up and then opens down, and then here on the center this piece opens up like that. And here's where I'm actually going to be adding another fun pop-up on the next video. So this one opens up like that, and then on the back level here, this section opens up, and then we have a platform, and those also open to each side like that. And so yeah, so super fun, really actually quick and easy to put together. And yeah, we're gonna get right into making this folio. So to make this folio, I'm gonna be using some heavyweight cardstock. This is 110 black cardstock, and we are going to start with one piece, and that is going to measure a 10 by 8.5. And we are going to score this piece along the 10-inch side. We're going to score at 1. Okay, so we're going to score at 1, at 2, and then we're going to score at 8 and at 9. And we're just going to go ahead and fold along the score lines here. So we're gonna fold and fold and fold and fold here. Then we are going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be 8.5 by 5 3/4. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut these 2 at 5 3/4 by 8.5, and we are going to glue these pieces here. So I'm going to add 1 on each side. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add the first one right over here and press down. Okay, and then we are going to add the other one. Oops. Right over here. And so this is going to be the base for our book. So I'm just gonna add that and press down. Okay, so now we are going to put these to the side, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces also at 5 3/4, and this is going to be by 8.5, but we are going to score these pieces along the 8.5 at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch. Okay, so for both 1/2 inch 1 inch, and then we are going to fold along the score lines. So we're gonna fold and fold here, and then we're going to bring back our page or base, and we are going to add one of these along the top and one on the bottom, and this is going to be to create a separation between these two sections here. Okay, so let's add this one right there, and just line this up. And let me move this over to the side and press down, and there we go. So now we have this level section right here. Now I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces, and let me see if I have any scraps. Maybe I'll just use this. And so these are going to be 1 inch. So I'm cutting this at 2 and then at 1, and these are going to be 1 by 6 3/4. So I'm just gonna put this together and cut this here, and then we're going to cut 2 pieces, and these are going to be 1 by 3. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut these at 3 and 1, and I'm just gonna put this to the side, and then I'm going to cut 2 more pieces, and these are going to be 5 3/4. So these by 7 1/2. So we're gonna need 2 of those, 5 3/4 by 7 1/2. And okay, so we're gonna put these 2 on the side, and we're going to score the little pieces. And so for the is my tool. Here we go. So the longer pieces we are going to score at 1/2 inch and at 6 1/4. So same for both, 1/2 inch and 6 1/4. And the small pieces we're going to score at 1 1/8 and 2 1/4. Okay, so 1 1/8 and 2 1/4. And then we're going to make these into a loop. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add the glue and close this, and then same thing for this one. Add the loop, glue this close, and then we're gonna pass this through the belt pieces. So I'm just gonna pass that here. Whoops. Okay, and then we're gonna fold the 2 sides in, fold and fold, and we're going to bring back our folio and glue this first piece on the front page here. So we're gonna glue this along the bottom. Okay, so same thing here, and we are going to place that right there, and then we are going to push this all the way to the left, and you're going to add glue on the loop, and we're going to add the piece that is 5 3/4 by 7 1/2 right here on top. Okay, so that's going to be the same size as this page here, and that's going to give us our first sliding page. Now we're going to repeat the step with the second one. Just put that right on top, add my glue, and we're going to add this here on top of that second piece. Okay, so right there, press down, and we're going to push the loop again all the way to the left side, and we are going to add glue on this loop and add this other piece right there. Okay, so that's gonna go right there, and then we're going to press down, and there we go. So now we have a double sliding page. This will go all the way out. Then we are going to cut 2 pieces at we're gonna do this at 6 by 5, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5 inches. Okay, so we're gonna score at 1/2 and score at 1/2, and then we're just going to fold along the score lines and bring this back, open and open, and then we're going to pull our sliding feature to the left, or sorry, to the right, and we're going to glue these pieces on the left side. So we're going to add this one on these. So on the same pages where you glue the belts is where we're going to be gluing these pieces. So I'm going to open this so I can press down here, so this will go to the side, and then we're going to put the other one on this center. So add the glue, and then this is going to go on the center panel right there. Okay, so push that all the way and press down. So now when you pull all of this to the side, these two will open, and then you can close that and slide this back in. And then you will want to add magnets here, of course, on this closing page, and magnets on this page here. So I'm not going to be doing the magnets on this video, but I will just tell you where you need to add those magnets. And so that's going to be this top section, and now we're going to be working on the back of this folio. So I'm going to cut, and actually I'm going to use what I have left over here. This should be okay. And so we're going to cut this, I'm going to leave it actually at 5 1/4, and we're going to do this by 8 1/4, and we're going to score along the 5 1/4. We're going to score at 1/2 and at 3/4, and same thing for the other one, 1/2 and 3/4. I think okay, there we go. And then we're just going to fold these 2 pieces here. Okay, so we have a little 1/4 inch gusset right there. Okay, and we're going to, before I glue this down, I'm going to add 2 more layouts to this. So I'm going to use, maybe I'll just use this piece that I have left over. Yes, that should be fine. And we're going to cut 2 pieces at 4 by, this is gonna be 5 1/4, okay, because I'm just using what we have. And so again, 4 by 5 1/4, and we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5 1/4, and then fold along the score line for both pieces. And then we're going to add this along the top. So for this first piece, we want to make sure we have the score lines on the left side, and then we're just going to put this along the top like that. Press and down. And then we're going to, for the other one, make sure the score lines are on your right side. And we're going to add this also. Just center this along the top. And press down. Okay, so now we have this opening and this opening. And we're gonna bring this back. Open this up. We are now working on the back, so we're gonna open and open down, and we're going to add these pieces, one on each side. So I'm going to add the glue and line this up here. Okay, and press down. Let me move this down so I can press down here. Okay, and then we're gonna open that up and add the other one on the other side. So I'm just adding my glue and line this up right here like that, and press down. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to open that up and press and press. And then so now we have a 1/4 inch gusset here, so creating yet another level. So we technically have 3 levels here, 1, 2, and 3. Now I do want to add, of course, something on the first level. So I'm going to cut this piece at 5.5 by 7.5, and then I'm going to cut this piece at 5.5 by 8, and we are going to score the piece that is by 8. We're going to score at 1, 2, and 7, and the piece that we cut by 7.5, we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 7.5, and then we're just going to fold along the score line and fold along the score lines here. Okay, and before I glue this down, I'm going to cut 2 more pieces, and these are going to be 5.5 by 5. Okay, so something here, 5.5 by 5, and let's see, yes, and then I'm going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5.5. Okay, so along the 5.5, we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and just fold and fold. And then we are going to be gluing these pieces on the piece that we score 3 times here. We're gonna be adding 1 on each side. So just on this center section, you're gonna add 1 on each side. So I'm just gonna extend this so I can see, and 1 here. Press down and open this up, and press this down right here, and there we go. So this is gonna open and open, and now we're going to bring all of this back, and we're going to go all the way down to this first level. Okay, so the bottom of the folio, and I'm going to first add the piece that measure 7.5. So we're going to glue this 1/2 inch over here along the top. So I'm just gonna center that and press down. Okay, and then we're going to open this up and we're going to glue this piece here. So the section that has only 1 inch, so the side that has 1 inch, we're gonna glue on this top panel. Okay, so on the opening panel. So I'm just gonna add my glue here, and we're going to glue this on the top opening panel right there. So right above that bending line right here. And then we have the other side that has the two 1 inch sections. So you want to fold both of those back, and we are going to add glue on the one here on the edge. Okay, just on that one. Keep both pieces folded, and now we're gonna close this whole thing here. Okay, so this is the 7.5 one that we just added, and we're just gonna close all of that right there and press down. And give that a second to dry. And then when you open this up, you're gonna have a platform page that opens both sides, and you can see the dimension here. And we're gonna close and close, and we're gonna close these, and now we're gonna close this side and this side. And of course you're gonna be adding magnets here on each level. I don't have any magnets, but I will be I'll come back and I'll show you how to add the magnets. And we are going to be decorating this book together. And so there you go, that is going to be our folio for today. So if you're making this folio, make sure that you don't add any paper. I'm gonna come back on the next 1 hour crafting video, and I might actually add more layouts to this because I am super inspired to keep adding more things. So if you add your paper or if you make this folio, maybe just hold on adding the paper, because you never know, once I decorate this I might want to add a few more things. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I do apologize for kind of making it a little bit rush, but I still wanted to have a project out for you guys to have something fun to craft on your Friday night. I'm currently out of town and I'm like rushing to make this video before we go, and so I hope that you don't mind, and now you have something to get you going for this weekend, and we will continue with this on the next video. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support. If you ever want to see more videos, please consider becoming a member, and I always have a bonus tutorial, technique tutorial, and a live class, which I'm going to be posting the next date for the live class real soon. I'm just trying to get organized with my schedule, since I have my daughters heavily involved in volleyball right now, and we keep going out of town, and so I have just been kind of swamped with everything. But also consider joining my Patreon, and on Patreon every month I create a digital collection, and we create a project using that collection. So I don't know if you have seen the sneak peek of the collection, but this is the collection that I have created for Patreon, and we are going to be playing with this. I am super excited. I already have the design sketched out, so I am gonna get right into making this book once we return back home from our tournament. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.